or Vipassana, the meditator trains that I shall breathe in experiencing rapture. He trains that I shall breathe out experiencing rapture. Okay? So this is the way of practicing how to breathe. If you can breathe according to Buddha's instruction, you can attain jhana. You can become rahat. Is it good? Breathing system is very important. You must focus this breath from different angles. If you try to breathe according to Buddha's teaching, that breathing system can produce to become rahat. Is it good? Good? Oh, very good. You should try to breathe according to Buddha's instruction. For the meaning should be similarly understood in the following sentences. This text is one type of contemplation of feeling, vedana, nupassana. Here, piti always associated with sukha. Sukha is one type of vedana. There are 5 types of vedana: sukha vedana, happiness feeling or pleasure; dukkha vedana, suffering feeling, the feeling of suffering; somanasa, happy feeling; domanasa, unhappy feeling; upekkha, equanimous feeling. So there are 5 types of feeling. Among 5 types, this is sukha, happy feeling or pleasure. So this, because of this, the Buddha teaches in this text the vedana nupassana, contemplation of feeling. How you should practice vedana nupassana, you may understand. Then, number 2, he trains thus I shall breathe in experiencing pleasure. He trains thus I shall breathe out experiencing pleasure. Sukha pati samvedi, asa sesamiti sekati, sukha pati samvedi, pasa sesamiti sekati. Same meaning. When practicing Anapana samatha meditation, the meditator enters sequentially into each of the first 3 jhanas, one by one. First jhana, he enters into first jhana. Imagine from first jhana he goes to second jhana. He enters into second jhana. Imagine from second jhana he enters into third jhana, etc. At that time, he experiences jhana pleasure, sukha, because he feels a lot of pleasure, sukha, seeing the object of jhana, the Anapana counterpart sign, the Anapana pratibhaga nimitta. When practicing Vipassana, he contemplates first jhana dhammas, second jhana dhammas, and third jhana dhammas, respectively emphasizing pleasure, sukha, as impermanent, suffering or non-self, seeing their dissolution. When contemplating them as impermanent, suffering or non-self, he experiences pleasure because the object of insight, that means the jhana dhammas, are associated with pleasure. At the actual moment of insight, when practicing Vipassana, the meditator experiences pleasure because of the object, pleasure which is one of the jhana dhammas. When he contemplates those jhana dhammas together with pleasure as impermanence, suffering or non-self, seeing the dissolution of them, that insight knowledge is also associated with pleasure. For that reason, it is said that when practicing samatha or Vipassana, the meditator trains that I shall breathe in experiencing pleasure. He trains that I shall breathe out experiencing pleasure. Sukha parisamvedi. This is one type of breathing system. Everybody breathes. Without breathing, you will die. So, if you can breathe according to Buddha's instruction, you will feel a lot of happiness. If you cannot become Arhat in this very life, If you can maintain this jhana concentration up to that moment, you can reborn in Brahma. In Brahma, there is no woman, there is no man. Is it good? There is no son, there is no daughter. It is not necessary to work to support man or woman, to support son and daughter. Is it good? Very good. They enjoy jhana happiness only. Occasionally, for noble ones, they may practice Vipassana. Is it good? They never eat food. They never urinate. They never go to toilet. Oh, is it good? Very good. Oh. If you become Sotapanna, suffering will not in this very life. Then, although you may try hard to become Arhat, but you cannot become Arhat, for example. Then, if you can maintain this jhana up to that moment, you can reborn in Brahma. If you reborn in Brahma as a Sotapanna, Srivana, you will never come down to the human world again. You will never come down to the Deva world also. You can permanently stay. This is permanency. You can stay there permanently up to Arhat state. Is it good? Very good. You cannot be reborn in woeful state. You already escaped from woeful state. Not from woeful state. Not only from woeful state, you can escape already from sensual world. Very good. So because of this reason, if you can practice according to Buddha's teaching, if you can breathe according to Buddha's instruction, then you can become Sotapanna, you can become Brahma, you can become Arhat. When practicing Vipassana, he contemplates 5 jhana dhammas, 3 jhana dhammas, and 10 jhana dhammas, respectively emphasizing pleasure, sukha as impermanent, suffering or non-self, seeing their dissolution. While contemplating them as impermanent, suffering or non-self, he experiences pleasure because the object of insight, that is, the jhana dhammas, are associated with pleasure. At the actual moment of insight, when practicing Vipassana, the meditator experiences pleasure because of the object pleasure, which is one of the jhana dhammas. When he contemplates those jhana dhammas together with pleasure as impermanent, suffering or non-self, seeing the dissolution of them, that insight knowledge is also associated with pleasure. For that reason, it is said that when practicing samatha or vipassana, the meditator trains that I shall breathe in experiencing pleasure. He trains that I shall breathe out experiencing pleasure. Sukha Krisamvedi. Then number 3. Jaya Sankhara Padisamvedi Asa Sisamiti Sikhati. Jaya Sankhara Padisamvedi Asa Sisamiti Sikhati. He trains that I shall breathe in experiencing mental formation. He trains that I shall breathe out experiencing mental formation. Here, mental formation means feeling, vedana, and perception, sanya. Both are present in every jhana. You can see among 34. There is also vedana, there is also vedana feeling, there is also sanya, perception. So they are always in every jhana. So, here mental formation means feeling, vedana, and perception, sanya. Vedana, chat, sanya, chat, citta, sankhara. In this way, Buddha teaches in one sutta. So, because of this reason, here in this case, we must emphasize vedana and sanya. Both are present in every jhana. If the meditator enters into the first, second, third, and fourth Anapana jhana, he experiences feeling vedana. Because when he sees the Anapana counterpart, he feels a lot of pleasure when entering into the first, second, and third jhana. And the feeling of equanimity when entering into the fourth jhana. Therefore, when meditator enters into the Anapana jhanas one by one, it is said that he experiences mental formations while breathing in or while breathing out. While practicing Vipassana, the meditator contemplates each of those jhana dhammas, emphasizing feeling, seeing the dissolution of those jhana dhammas as impermanent, suffering or non-self. Then the mental formations, the jhana dhammas, including Vedana, will become clear to the mind because they are the object of Vipassana insight. When practicing Vipassana, the Vipassana insight is associated with pleasure while contemplating the first, second and third jhana dhammas, and with the feeling of equanimity while contemplating the fourth jhana dhammas. Perception in this case follows feeling. Perception is the follower of feeling. For that reason, it is said that when practicing samatha or vipassana, the meditator trains that I shall breathe experiencing mental formation. He trains that I shall breathe out experiencing mental formation. Chitta sankhara patisavedi asasisamiti sekati. Chitta sankhara patisavedi asasisamiti sekati. Then number 4 is he trains that I shall breathe in tranquilizing the mental formation. He trains that I shall breathe out tranquilizing the mental formation. Chitta sankhara patisavedi. No. Pasambhaya Chitta Sankhara. Pasambhaya Chitta Sankhara Asasisamiti Sikati. Pasambhaya Chitta Sankhara Pasasisamiti Sikati. Here also mental formation means feeling, vedana and perception sanya. Both are present in every jhana. If the meditator enters into the first, second or third jhana, Anapana jhana, he experiences the feeling of pleasure, sukha. When entering into the fourth Anapana jhana, he experiences the feeling of equanimity, upekha vedana. In each successive jhana, feeling, vedana becomes more and more subtle and refined. Gross feelings fade away in each higher jhana. Perception in this case also follows feeling. Therefore, when the meditator enters into the Anapana jhanas one by one, it is said that he is tranquilizing mental formation while breathing in or while breathing out. Again, when the meditator contemplates each of those jhana dhammas, emphasizing feeling vedana, seeing the dissolution of those jhana dhammas as impermanence, suffering or non-self, his mental formations, that means insight knowledge, will become subtle and refined with each higher and higher insight knowledge. Other than concentration is very deep. In higher and higher vipassana insight, concentration also becomes deeper and deeper. Because of this deep concentration, insight knowledge also very, very subtle, very refined. In the same way, when practicing vipassana also, when practicing samatha also, feeling becomes refined. Feeling becomes subtle and subtle, subtler and subtler in each higher and higher jhana. What is the reason? Because of concentration. Concentration becomes deeper and deeper in each higher and higher jhana. Because of this reason, all mental formations, not only vedana, feeling, all mental formations begin very, very fine and very refined, very subtle. At that time, when contemplating vipassana also same. Because of this reason, some meditators, if they cannot maintain their deep concentration, usually they fall asleep, fall into Vanga. This is we call fall asleep temporarily. Then they come out from Vanga and then they contemplate again. Why? Concentration is not yet so enough to maintain their Vipassana insight, successfully to practice for a long time. In the same way, while practicing jhana also they frequently fall into bhoinga for sleep. This is a great problem nowadays. Many people think this is Nibbana. This is problem. No Nibbana. Nibbana is when they practice Vipassana systematically, and then only they can realize Nibbana. So just practicing samatha, they cannot attain Nibbana. Without understanding ultimate materiality, without understanding ultimate mentality, if they say they realize Nibbana, such type of realization is not true. Because if a meditator understands Four Noble Truths systematically, at that time only they can realize Nibbana. Without understanding the Noble Truth of suffering, that is by clinging regret. Without understanding the Noble Truth of the origin of suffering, this is dependent origination. They cannot realize Nibbana. So, when the meditator contemplates each of those jhana dhammas, emphasizing feeling, vedana, seeing the dissolution of those jhana dhammas as impermanence, suffering or non-self, his mental formations, that insight knowledge will become subtle and refined. With each higher and higher insight knowledge. For that reason, it is said that when practicing samatha or vipassana, the meditator trains that I shall breathe in tranquilizing mental formation. He trains that I shall breathe out tranquilizing mental formation. Pasambayan Chitta Sankara, Asasita Midi Sikati. Pasambayan Chitta Sankara, Pasasita Midi Sikati. This chapter is one type of contemplation of feeling, Vipassana. So, number one chapter is Vipassana. Long breath, short breath, the whole body of breath, and tranquilizing the bodily formation. This is Vipassana. Bodily contemplation. Now this chapter is Vipassana, feeling contemplation, contemplation of feeling. Now mind contemplation. Chitta Vipassana, third chapter. Chitta Parisamvedi, Asasi Samvedi, Sekati, Chitta Parisamvedi, Pasasi Samvedi, Sekati. I shall breathe in, experiencing the mind. He trains that. I shall breathe out, experiencing the mind. If a good trains thus, I shall breathe in, experiencing the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, experiencing the mind. Chitta Parisamvedi. Number two, he trains thus, I shall breathe in, gladdening the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, gladdening the mind. A bit more than Chitta. Number three, Samadhan Chitta. Samadhan Chitta, Asasi Samiti Sekati. Samadhan Chitta, Pasasi Samiti Sekati. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, concentrating the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, concentrating the mind. Number four, Vimochyan Chitta, Asasi Samiti Sekati. Vimochyan Chitta, Pasasi Samiti Sekati. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, liberating the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, liberating the mind. The meaning of the above four sentences: I shall breathe in, experiencing the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, experiencing the mind. He trains that I shall breathe out, experiencing the mind. Chitta Parisamvedi. Here the mind means four types of Anapana jhana consciousness. You can see in five jhana there are 34 mental formations. Among 34, one is consciousness. Again in second jhana, Vichara. application and sustainment absent. So there are 32. Among 32, consciousness is also one pattern. In that jhana, no videka, no vichara, as well as no piti rapture. So 3 absent, so there are 31. In 4th jhana, in the same way, there are 31. But sukha absent, but upeka, the feeling of equanimity present. So there are 31. Among 31, consciousness is wanted. So in every jhana there is consciousness. So when re-establishing jhana dhammas, at that time the meditator feels not only 5 jhana patterns or 3 jhana patterns or 2 jhana patterns. He also can see this jhana consciousness because they are 34. So if he has enough concentration, and then if he pay attention to this 34, he can see this 34 or 32 or 31. He can see clearly. Among 31 in this chapter, Buddha teaches to emphasize consciousness. Okay? So here the mind makes 4 types of Anapana jhana consciousness. When a meditator enters into each jhana, he experiences jhana consciousness clearly. It is then said that he experiences the mind while breathing in or breathing out. When the meditator practices Vipassana, he contemplates jhana dhammas as impermanence, suffering or non-self, seeing their dissolution and emphasizing the mind. At the actual time of insight, he experiences the mind very clearly as impermanence, suffering or non-self. For that reason, it is said that when practicing samatha or vipassana, the meditator trains that I shall breathe in experiencing the mind. He trains that I shall breathe out experiencing the mind. But when contemplating the consciousness as jhana consciousness as anicca, dukkha and anatta, he must emphasize consciousness, jhana consciousness. But jhana consciousness never arises alone. It always arises with associated mental formations. So, emphasizing jhana consciousness, the meditator must contemplate all jhana dhammas. Emphasizing jhana consciousness, he must contemplate all jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha and anatta. Then number second sentence. The Abhibhamodhyan Chaita Asa Sikha Miji Sikati Abhibhamodhyan Chaita Pasa Sikha Miji Sikati. He trains thus I shall breathe in gratinate the mind. He trains thus I shall breathe out gratinate the mind. Here and there is gradinating the mind in 2 ways, through concentration and through insight. How does a meditator attain gradinating the mind through concentration? He attains the first and second jhanas sequentially, one by one, in which pleasure, sukha is present. At the time when he actually has entered those jhanas, he inspires the mind with jhana mind, the mind means jhana mind, with gladness and instills gladness into it by means of the pleasure, sukha, associated with jhana. That jhana, sukha is, for many meditators, they can feel very well. This jhana consciousness can produce jhana mind bone klapas, subatomic particles. They are spreading throughout the body. If a meditator analyzes those klapas, in each klapa there are 8 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, and nutritive acid. Among these 8, there are 3 tangible objects. What are 3? Earth element, fire element, and wind element. Hardness, roughness, heaviness, softness, smoothness, lightness. Heat and cold, subordinate and pushing. They are called tangible objects. These tangible objects impinge on the body door. Body door means body translucent element. Body translucent element means if you touch, you can feel touching sensation. If you touch throughout the body, you can feel touching sensation. So the body translucent element is throughout the body. When the jhana mind produces mind-bone kalabas, among those mind-bone kalabas, there are 3 types of tangible objects. They impinge on that body door, especially at the time. Softness, smoothness, lightness is very clear, very predominant pattern. When they impinge on the body door very gently, the meditator feel a lot happiness, a lot rapture throughout the body as one entering into jhana. But other than they focus only on Anapana counterpart side. They do not pay attention to this bodily pleasure or rapture. But when they emerge from jhana, at the time, if they want to contemplate jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, and anatta, at the time they pay attention to this jhana dhammas. At the time they feel this jhana, this feeling, especially pleasure, spread throughout the body. They can easily see. But this is not the object because this is the bodily feeling. But my meaning is at the time not only mental feeling but also bodily feeling also at the time, right, when they emerge from jhana. Jhana happiness is very good, they understand at that time. Because of this reason Buddha here teaches. How does a meditator attain gladness the mind through concentration? He attains the first and second jhanas sequentially one by one, in which pleasure sukha is present. At the time when he actually has entered those jhanas, he inspires the mind, jhana mind, with gladness and instills gladness into it by means of the pleasure sukha associated with the jhana. How does the meditator attain gladness the mind? Through insight. After entering and emerging from one of the 2 jhanas, accompanied by pleasure, 2 jhana is first jhana, second jhana. The meditator comprehends the jhana, pleasure, sukha with insight, simultaneously seeing the dissolution of that pleasure, sukha, together with the associated jhana dhammas. And thus, at the actual time of insight, he inspires the mind, inside mind, with gladness and instills gladness into it by means of the pleasure sukha associated with insight. While practicing Vipassana, he focuses only jhana dhammas. Among jhana dhammas, there is also pleasure, predominant pattern. When he is contemplating this pleasure together with associated mental formations, jhana dhammas, at that time Vipassana insight also associated with pleasure. This pleasure is very predominant pattern when practicing Vipassana. This happiness, this is called Vipassana happiness. When entering into jhana, this is happiness is jhana happiness. While practicing this jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, anatta, inside knowledge also associated with happiness. That happiness or that pleasure is Vipassana happiness, Vipassana pleasure. So when entering into jhana also there is, he feels pleasure. While practicing Vipassana also he feels pleasure. That type of pleasure is called jhana happiness and Vipassana happiness. Jhana happiness is better than sensual happiness. Vipassana happiness is better than jhana happiness. Do you want to feel? Why you are laughing? Oh, very good. This is Buddha's teaching. Eh? Okay. Here the object of insight means jhana, pleasure, sukha. Therefore the subject, that means the insight which contemplates and sees this jhana, pleasure, sukha is also associated with pleasure, sukha. In this case, the subject means the insight knowledge. For that reason, it is said that when practicing samatha or vipassana, the meditator trains that I shall breathe in, gladdening the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, gladdening the mind. So, if you can try to become gladdening mind, is it good or bad? Very good. Every time you get happy, you can enjoy happiness, you can enjoy pleasure while practicing samatha or while practicing vipassana. Very good. Then number 3, samadhahan citta. Samadhahan citta asasisamiti sikati. Samadhahan citta pasasisamiti sikati. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, concentrating the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, concentrating the mind. Here also the meditator trains concentrating the mind in 2 ways, through concentration, samatha, and through insight, vipassana. When practicing samatha, the meditator evenly places the mind, putting it evenly on its meditation object, the Anapana counterpart side. By means of the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. Ordinarily, when having entered those jhanas one by one and emerged from them, he couldn't comprehend with insight the jhana consciousness associated with jhana dhamma. Simultaneously seeing the dissolution of that jhana consciousness together with associated jhana dhammas. He couldn't comprehend as nature, dukkha, anatta, those that jhana consciousness together with associated jhana dhamma. Then at the actual time of insight, momentary unification of the mind, that is momentary concentration, khanika samadhi, arises through the penetration of the characteristics of impermanence, suffering, and non-self. At that point, the meditator's insight mind is thoroughly concentrated on the characteristics of impermanence, or suffering, or non-self. Here, you may understand khanika samadhi, momentary concentration. Vipassana is necessary khanika samadhi. What is khanika samadhi? You can now understand. Meditator into jhana. When he emerges from jhana, he comprehends or he contemplates these jhana dhammas as impermanent, suffering, and non-self. While contemplating these jhana dhammas, his vipassana insight also associated with very deep concentration. That deep concentration is on the nature characteristic or dukkha characteristic or anatta characteristic. So, such type of concentration is called, khanika samadhi, momentary samadhi. Nowadays, many meditators, they go to meditation center. They practice vipassana. How they practice? With khanika samadhi, they do. Is it possible? They do not understand ultimate materiality. They do not understand ultimate mentality. They never practice to understand dependent origination by direct knowledge. Then they practice vipassana. Is there any khanika samadhi? No. Here, they practice jhana up to 4th jhana. This is concentration, jhana concentration. Then again, these jhana dhammas meditator contemplate these jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha and anatta. While contemplating in this way, their insight knowledge also associates with deep concentration, higher concentration. That concentration is called Khanika Samadhi. So, is it saying Khanika Samadhi? For some meditators experience, they never understand, they never practice jhana. They never practice to understand ultimate materiality according to Buddha's teaching. They never practice to understand ultimate mentality according to Buddha's teaching. Why? They criticize a lot. Buddha teaches this Nama Rupa in Tavarisa Jiva only, not a human world. This is their reason. Because of this reason, they don't want to practice to understand this mentality and materiality by their own direct knowledge. Another reason is Vipassana is main important practice in Buddha's dispensation. Samatha is outside Buddha's dispensation. You should not practice samatha, you must practice only Vipassana. This is their instruction. Because of this reason, they have no jhana concentration. They do not understand jhana dhammas. They cannot contemplate these jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha and anatta. So here Khanika Samadhi means when contemplating these jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, anatta, at that inside knowledge will associate with very deep concentration. Such type of concentration only is called Khanika Samadhi. Do you understand what is Khanika Samadhi? But similarly, when you are contemplating other mentality and materiality as anicca, dukkha, anatta, at that time also your Vipassana insight will associate very deep with very deep concentration. That deep concentration also can call Khanika Samadhi, momentary Samadhi. But nowadays many meditators, they do not understand ultimate materiality. They do not understand ultimate mentality by their own direct knowledge. Because mentality and materiality never arise alone. Materiality always arises as a kalapa, subatomic particle. If you can analyze those kalapas, at that time only you can understand ultimate materiality. Again, ultimate mentality also never arises alone. They always arise as a group. In fact, how many? Within one moment, 34. You understand? So because of this reason, they do not see this mentality, they do not see this materiality. If they practice Vipassana, that Vipassana is not real Vipassana, only just superficial only. Real Vipassana is you must understand ultimate materiality by your own direct knowledge, not hearsay. You must understand ultimate mentality by your own direct knowledge. Then you must understand dependent origination by your own direct knowledge. After that only you can practice Vipassana. You can contemplate this ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality and their causes as anicca, dukkha and anatta. Such type of contemplation is called Vipassana only. Without understanding ultimate materiality, without understanding ultimate mentality, and without practicing dependent origination to understand by your own direct knowledge, if you practice Vipassana, this is only just superficial, not real Vipassana, not real Khanika Samadhi, momentary Samadhi. So, please take care. Then another is, for that reason it is said that when practicing Samatha or Vipassana, the meditator trains that I shall breathe and contemplate the mind. He trains that I shall breathe or contemplate the mind and concentrate the mind. Number 4. He trains that I shall breathe and liberate the mind. He trains that I shall breathe or liberate the mind. We watch here, Chetan. The meditator breathes in and breathes out, deliberately and liberating the mind from the hindrances by means of the first jhana. From applied and sustained thought, Udeka and Vichara by means of the second jhana. From rapture piti by means of the third jhana. From pleasure sukha and pain dukkha by means of the fourth jhana. This is samatha meditation. So, if you re-establish your first jhana concentration at the actual full absorption stage, you always liberated from 5 hindrances. Temporarily. When practicing or when entering into jhana at the actual full absorption stage only. Again, if you enter into second jhana, at that time you will be liberated from Udeka and Vichara. There is no Udeka, Vichara. Again, if you enter into third jhana, then you will be liberated again from piti, rapture, because there is no rapture. If you again enter into fourth jhana, then you will be liberated from sukha as well as dukkha. But in this case, in third jhana there is no dukkha. In first jhana, second jhana, third jhana there is no dukkha. Why the commentary says dukkha? Because according to Buddha's teaching, they are saying, but for practicing these 4 types of jhana, at the excess concentration stage, dukkha is disappeared. Only excess concentration stage, there is sukha only, sukha feeling, happiness, feeling of pleasure. But in this case, they want to praise fourth jhana. Fourth jhana is very good. It is free from sukha and dukkha. And then they want to practice. Oh, I will practice. Is it true? They will practice. Because when entering into fourth jhana, they always liberated. Their mind always liberated from sukha and dukkha. Because of this reason, here it is explained. Then at the actual time of insight, we practicing Vipassana, the meditator having entered and emerged from each of those jhanas comprehends with insight the consciousness associated with each of those jhanas, simultaneously seeing their dissolution of it. How they comprehend as anicca, dukkha and anatta. Then at the actual time of insight, he delivers and liberates the mind from the perception of permanence by means of the contemplation of impermanence. They see this jhana mind together with associated mental formations as anicca. If they clearly see the anicca nature, at that time, this contemplation, because of this, by means of this contemplation of impermanence, their mind liberates from the perception of permanence. At that time, they will not perceive this is permanent. They free from perception of permanence. In the same way, from the perception of pleasure by means of the contemplation of suffering. From the perception of self by means of the contemplation of non-self. From the delight by means of the contemplation of disenchantment. From greed by means of the contemplation of fading away. From rousing or craving by means of the contemplation of cessation. From grasping by means of the contemplation of relinquishment. In this case, disenchantment, fading away, cessation and relinquishment, this is the result of the anicca contemplation, dukkha contemplation and anatta contemplation only. They must contemplate as anicca, dukkha, anatta, those jhana tamas or those jhana minds. At that time, because of this reason, this enchantment will also appear, fading away, cessation and relinquishment will appear successfully. This is insight meditation. For that reason, it is said that when practicing samatha or vipassana, the meditator says that I shall breathe in, liberating the mind. He says that I shall breathe out, liberating the mind. Vimochya chitta. This technique is one type of contemplation of consciousness, chitta, vipassana. The Buddha teaches both samatha and vipassana in the second and third phase together. So here Buddha teaches samatha as well as vipassana. Then another one, Dhamma contemplation, fourth technique. In this fourth technique, the Buddha teaches only pure insight, pure vipassana, not samatha. A bhikkhu trains that anicca anubhasi asasi samiti sikkati, anicca anubhasi pasasi samiti sikkati. A bhikkhu trains that I shall breathe in, contemplating impermanence. He trains that I shall breathe out, contemplating impermanence. Number 2. Viraga nubhasi asasi samiti sikkati, viraga nubhasi pasasi samiti sikkati. He trains that I shall breathe in, contemplating fading away. He trains that I shall breathe out, contemplating fading away. Number 3. Nirodhanubhasi asasi samiti sikkati, nirodhanubhasi pasasi samiti sikkati. He trains that I shall breathe in, contemplating cessation. He trains that I shall breathe out, contemplating cessation, nirodhanubhasi. Then Patinekkanubhasi asasi samiti sikkati, Patinekkanubhasi pasasi samiti sikkati. He trains that I shall breathe in, contemplating relinquishment. He trains that I shall breathe out, contemplating relinquishment. So the meaning of the above four sentences. Number 1, I shall breathe in, contemplating impermanence. He trains that I shall breathe out, contemplating impermanence. What is impermanence? Nature. Impermanence nature is the 5 aggregates. Aniccanti Pincha Khanda. This is the explanation of Visuddhimagga. You can see Visuddhimagga, there are 2 volumes. Number 1, first volume, page number 281. As long as these 5 aggregates arise, they pass away. Hence, these 5 aggregates are called impermanence and nature. What are 5 aggregates? The aggregate of materiality, the aggregate of feeling, the aggregate of perception, the aggregate of formations, and the aggregate of consciousness. They are, in other words, mentality and materiality same. The Buddha teaches to contemplate jhana dhammas as impermanent, suffering or non-self in the second and third tetrade. Therefore, in this fourth tetrade, the 5 aggregates are 6 sphere dhammas only, kamavachara dhammas. For the Anapana meditator, taking each of 28 types of materiality as object, the meditator must then discern 6 types of cognitive processes, as well as the different types of materiality at the 6 doors. For example, in the eye door there are 6 types of kalapa, such as eye-jagged kalapa, body-jagged kalapa, sat-jagged kalapa, mind-born nutritive essence or the kalapa, temperature-born nutritive essence or the kalapa, and nutriment-born nutritive essence or the kalapa. Altogether, there are 54 types of materiality. It should be similarly understood with the other 5 doors. So, in our eye, there is eye-jagged kalapa. Jagged means 10. If you analyze that kalapa, there are 10 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive acid, light faculty, and eye translucent element. Altogether 10. But not only these 10. If you touch your eye, can you feel touching sensation? Do you feel? So there is also body taking club. Because body consciousness arises depending on body taking club, body translucent element only. Then, if you see one person, can you distinguish this is man or this is woman? You can clearly understand when you see a person. Why? There is sex taking club throughout the body. Everywhere there is sex taking club according to Buddha's teaching. That sex taking club distinguishes this is man, this is woman. So in your eye also there are sex taking clubs. Again, if you move your eye, can you move? No. Why? There is mind-bone Odek club. Mind-bone Odek club. Nutritive essence Odek club. In the same way, in each club there is fire element. That fire element is called temperature Udu. That Udu also can produce new generations in your eye. Because of this temperature cut your eye not to become spoiled. If the temperature is disappear, you will die. So your eye will be spoiled by different reasons. Then there is also, when you eat every food, that food as a nutritive as Odek club spread throughout your body, including your eye. So in your eye there are 6 types of clubs. Here, eye decay club, body decay club, sex decay club, mind bone nutritive acid Odek club, temperature bone nutritive acid Odek club, and nutriment bone nutritive acid Odek club. Altogether there are 54 types of materiality. Decay clubs are 10, Odek clubs are 8. So altogether there are 54. But there is also another type of club. This is called light nonic club. Light nonic club means in that club, if you analyze that club, there are 9 types of materiality. Earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence, and light faculty. Among these 9 types, there is fire element. That fire element, 4 types. Among 4 types, most important fire element is digestive fire. This is very important. Here also digestive fire. If you put eye drop in your eye, okay, your eye absorb. Why? Because of the assistance of that digestive fire. If you apply any medicine here on your body can absorb this medicine. Why? Everywhere there is digestive fire. When that digestive fire supports this nutritive acid of this medicine, medicine is nothing, a group of subatomic particles called clubbers. If you analyze those clubbers, there are 8 types. Among 8 types, there is nutritive acid. When digestive fire supports this nutritive acid, that nutritive acid produces new clubbers. Because of this reason, this medicine spread throughout your hand or throughout your body, etc. Throughout your eye. Do you want to know? Very good, please practice systematically. You can see, by your own direct knowledge, not hearsay. Very good. Then, if the meditator wants to discern sense-sphere materiality, he must discern the mentality of sense-sphere mentality. He must discern the mentality of different types of cognitive processes, such as eye-do, ear-do, nose-do, tongue-do, body-do, and mind-do cognitive processes. If the meditator wants to discern the mentality of the eye-do cognitive process, he first must discern eye-do and mind-do together. Then he must discern the color of a group of clubbers. When the color impinges on the both doors simultaneously, then the mentalities of the indo-cognitive process and mind-cognitive process will arise, successfully taking color as object.